plan is I'm going to walk for 40 minutes, pushing my pace a little bit, and then see what kind of distance I've got. And if I've got more than 2.3, then good. And then I'll just saunter my ass on back, I guess. How does it know? And the way I can tell that I'm keeping my pace up enough is if I get that stretch in my inner thigh muscles. Why do I think that has shock value? Like, I mean, I think it does have shock value, but why do I think that? Okay, most terrifying thing seen today. Listening to the new Wye Oak record, I mean, it's great, but almost every single song on here sounds like it could have been just straight up come out in the 80s. It's weird. Like, down to the exact configuration of the synth sounds. It's arguably the final production is a little bit better, but even that is a matter of taste. I spend a higher amount of time looking for new music than the average American man my age, even factoring in the fact that that's still a lot less time than it used to be. It is way harder these days, I find, to find new music that sounds new. You know, the last time was the dubstep explosion before the bros got their hands on it. There's and you know, maybe just, you know, at the age of access to all the informations, that job is going to get harder. You know, it's harder to surface something that hasn't already come all the way to the surface and, you know, combine it with something else and make something new recycled, because that's what all new things are. We just have it all. And, you know, old forms of music can be made new by virtue of the life in the songwriting, and I think that's what Wye Oak has always done. Plus, new forms and new shapes and new surfaces can be rendered flat and lifeless because there is no life in the songwriting. I would actually argue that is mostly what Tune Yards did until this most recent album. Hey, glad to be here. You know, it dawns on me, per the people who you have a copy of in your head conversation. I used to have this kind of musical talk with Matthew, and after he passed and I inherited a bunch of his music, I would listen to those albums and I would have a talk with him about them in my head. I could just reproduce, if not his exact actual opinions, kind of the way he talked about music, and work out my own opinions with him. And I really enjoyed those conversations. You know, he was somebody to be sad with. He was one of my friends. So that is 2.3 miles at the 36-minute mark, which means I could make it to work in a minute, not in a minute 20, an hour 20. But of course I don't have my pack on. I'm in the process of soaking a t-shirt. These are considerations. I will see you tomorrow from Netarts, Oregon, on the coast of the Pacific Ocean.